Aaron Wainwright's reported Leicester Tigers move signals another major blow to Welsh Rugby. Welsh Rugby's ongoing struggle to retain its top talent appears set to deepen, with reports suggesting that Aaron Wainwright will further his career in England by joining Leicester Tigers. According to WalesOnline, the 28-year-old back rower is preparing to leave the Dragons in what would represent yet another high-profile departure from the Welsh domestic game at a time of profound uncertainty. If confirmed, Wainwright's move would see him follow a familiar path taken by several of his international teammates, underlining a troubling trend for rugby union in Wales. Already, Jack Morgan and Dewi have been reported to be heading to Gloucester from the Ospreys ahead of the 2026-27 season, a development that has intensified concerns over the sustainability and competitiveness of the Welsh professional landscape. While individual moves can often be explained by personal ambition, financial security, or sporting opportunity, the collective impact of these departures paints a stark picture. For Welsh Rugby, losing a player of Wainwright's caliber is not merely a transfer story, it is a symptom of deeper structural issues that continue to challenge the game in the country. A player who became synonymous with the Dragons. Aaron Wainwright's journey through professional rugby has been closely tied to the Dragons, the region he joined in 2017 and with whom he has built a reputation as one of the most durable and consistent forwards in Welsh rugby. Since making his debut for the Rodney Parade-based outfit in October 2017, Wainwright has amassed 129 appearances, a remarkable figure considering the instability and upheaval that has characterized the region during much of his tenure. In an era where squad turnover has been frequent and financial pressures ever present, Wainwright emerged as a rare constant. Operating primarily as a number 8 but equally comfortable on either flank, Wainwright's versatility has been one of his defining attributes. His ability to carry hard in traffic, contribute at the breakdown, and make his presence felt defensively made him a cornerstone of the Dragons' forward pack, even during seasons where victories were hard to come by. Despite the team enduring more defeats than wins across those years, Wainwright's commitment to the Dragons never wavered publicly. That loyalty was perhaps best illustrated in January 2024, when he chose to reject alternative offers and instead signed a contract extension with the region, a move that was widely interpreted as a vote of confidence in the Dragons' future. Less than 2 years later, however, circumstances appear to have changed dramatically. Why this move feels different? Unlike some previous departures from Welsh regions, Wainwright's reported decision to leave does not come at the twilight of his career or after years of intermittent international involvement. At 28, he is in his physical prime, with 62 test caps for Wales already to his name and a proven ability to perform at the highest level. This is not a player being squeezed out by age or surplus to requirements. This is a frontline international choosing to step away from the Welsh professional system. That distinction matters. Wainwright's decision, if finalized, reinforces the growing perception that Welsh regions are no longer able to offer elite players the stability, competitive environment, or long-term certainty they seek. While loyalty and regional identity remain powerful forces, they are increasingly being outweighed by professional realities. Leicester Tigers, a logical destination. From Leicester Tigers' perspective, the reported signing of Aaron Wainwright would represent a shrewd and strategic addition. Currently sitting 5th in the Premiership table, the Tigers remain firmly in the hunt for domestic honors and are intent on strengthening their squad depth ahead of the demanding closing stages of the season. Their upcoming clash with Saracens, who sit just one place below them, underlines the razor-thin margins at the top end of the Premiership. Wainwright's arrival would bolster a back row unit that already boasts significant Welsh influence, with Tommy Reffell and Ollie Cracknell both on the Tigers' books. His ability to slot seamlessly into multiple roles across the back row provides Leicester with tactical flexibility, an increasingly valuable commodity in modern rugby. Renowned for his ball-carrying power, work rate, and physical resilience, Wainwright fits the Tigers' traditional identity while also aligning with their modern evolution. He is not a flashy signing, but he is the type of player coaches trust implicitly, durable, consistent, and rarely anonymous. For Leicester, securing a proven international forward at his peak would be a significant coup. The wider context, Welsh rugby in crisis. Wainwright's reported departure cannot be viewed in isolation. It comes against a backdrop of ongoing turmoil within Welsh rugby, where financial strain, governance challenges, and strategic uncertainty continue to undermine confidence. The Welsh Rugby Union, WRU, has spent recent years grappling with difficult decisions aimed at stabilizing the professional game. Chief among them is the proposal to reduce the number of professional men's regions from 4 to 3, a move intended to consolidate resources and improve competitiveness. The regions, Ospreys, Dragons, Scarlets, and Cardiff, have all lived under a cloud of uncertainty as debates rage over which might be sacrificed. The WRU had hoped to reach a resolution before the end of 2025, but that deadline has passed without a definitive decision. For players, this lack of clarity is deeply unsettling. Professional careers are short, and uncertainty over whether a region will even exist in the medium term is a powerful incentive to look elsewhere. In that context, moves to stable, well-funded Premiership clubs are not merely attractive, they are rational. A talent drain that feels relentless. The reported exits of Jack Morgan, Dewi Lake, and now potentially Aaron Wainwright point to a troubling pattern. These are not fringe players or squad fillers, they are leaders, internationals, and pillars of their respective regions. For supporters, each departure chips away at the emotional connection between region and community. For coaches, it erodes continuity. And for the national team, it raises questions about alignment and long-term development. While Welsh players have long plied their trade abroad, the scale and timing of these moves feel different. They suggest a system struggling to convince its best assets that staying is viable. The 25-cap rule, a double-edged sword. Welsh Rugby's 25-cap rule, designed to encourage players to remain in Wales by restricting test eligibility for those playing abroad, has become an increasingly contentious issue. Under the rule, players with fewer than 25 international caps are ineligible for Wales selection if they sign for clubs outside the country. Those who meet the threshold, however, are free to move without jeopardizing their international careers. Aaron Wainwright, with 62 test caps, comfortably clears that bar. In practice, this means the rule often ends up protecting emerging players while accelerating the departure of established ones. Senior internationals, aware that their Wales place is secure regardless of club affiliation, are incentivized to seek more stable or lucrative contracts elsewhere. For Wainwright, the equation is straightforward. He can join Leicester Tigers without sacrificing his test ambitions. For Welsh Rugby, the implications are far more complex. Dragons left with a leadership void. Should Wainwright depart, the Dragons would lose more than just a starting forward. They would lose a leader, a standard-bearer, and one of the few players whose presence provided continuity during turbulent times. His departure would also raise difficult questions about succession planning and recruitment in an already constrained environment. Replacing a 129-cap regional stalwart with similar experience and quality is no small task, particularly within the financial limitations under which the Welsh regions operate. For younger players, Wainwright's absence would remove a role model whose professionalism and consistency set the tone in training and on match days. The national team equation. From a Wales perspective, Wainwright's potential move to the Premiership is unlikely to affect his immediate availability. He remains firmly in the international frame and has been a regular contributor over multiple Six Nations campaigns and World Cup cycles. However, the broader trend of Welsh internationals playing their club rugby abroad presents challenges around player management, cohesion, and workload. While Premiership environments are elite, they operate under different calendars, styles, and demands compared to the URC. Balancing those factors has become an increasingly complex task for national coaches. A symptom, not the cause. It would be simplistic to frame Aaron Wainwright's reported move as a betrayal of Welsh rugby. Instead, it should be understood as a symptom of a system under strain. Players make decisions based on career longevity, financial security, and professional fulfillment. When domestic structures struggle to provide those assurances, even the most loyal individuals are eventually forced to look elsewhere. Wainwright's journey, from regional stalwart to potential Premiership recruit, encapsulates the difficult reality facing Welsh rugby today. What happens next? As Leicester Tigers continue their push up the Premiership table and Welsh rugby wrestles with existential questions about its professional future, Aaron Wainwright's next move will be watched closely. For Leicester, it could be a significant step towards strengthening a title-chasing squad. For the Dragons, it would mark the end of an era. For Welsh Rugby, it would be another reminder that structural reform cannot be delayed indefinitely. Unless clarity, stability, and competitiveness are restored, the departures may continue not because players want to leave, but because they feel they have little choice. And if that happens, Welsh Rugby's woes may indeed be set to continue.